All right, you ready, Frank?
I'm good, man.
All right.
You ready?
Yeah.
All right, recording, clapping. 1, 2, 3, clap, clap, clap.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Brian's World, an unpredictable podcast that brings you inside the incredible mind of me as we get fueled by ADHD and marijuana. I'm here with Corey G.
Hey.
And Frank.
Hey.
Hello, boys. Yeah.
Hey.
All right.
How are you?
I'm doing well.
Okay.
No, I'm doing fine. But I wanted to start out this week. Usually we start with the people.
Yep.
So we got to make sure we eventually get to the people.
You pointed at me, so it's my job to make sure we get to the people.
What the fuck is Frank ain't gonna do it?
Gotcha. Got it. That's a good point. Sorry, Frank.
So we
Not
talked
wrong.
about like comedy work last week a little bit.
Yes.
And I don't want this to be, we bitch about comedy podcast, but we're gonna bitch about comedy every once in a while.
I had an interesting conversation with the host from the show Thursday night,
Uh-huh.
and he said to me, "I love when you guys talk about the comedy scene."
Well, yeah, because we lay it out.
Yeah.
We
yeah,
lay out
yeah.
shit. We talk. We lay it out.
We
you
lay it
know?
out. It's very neatly laid out. It's organized.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. I have dedicated my life to comedy. Not like a little piece of it, like my life. And since I was a little bitty baby, that's how long I want to do. Here's how long I want to do comedy. Do you remember the project in school? They would tell you to draw what you want to be when you grow up.
Sure.
I drew myself as a comedian. That's a true thing in
Really?
elementary school. Yeah,
Huh. Well,
Yeah.
that's nice.
yeah.
When I was a kid,
Uh-huh.
the Boy George song, "Come a Chameleon."
Yup.
Is
I
that
thought
what
he
you
was
wanted?
telling me to become a comedian.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Weird as that.
Huh.
Huh.
Wow. A lot of people should have ignored. A
Sorry.
lot of people should have ignored that advice. But yeah, so I've been doing comedy like professionally for over 20 years. I started in '99. So when you have people that come into this business and shit all over it, it makes me mad. I get offended. I get offended when people don't have any drive in terms of being dedicated to a thing. They haven't sacrificed anything, right? Like I've sacrificed
All right.
to get where I am. I paid dues to get where I am. So when you see somebody taking shortcuts, I get offended at that. When they hurt the business, I get offended at that.
All right. So I have some questions here, though.
Go ahead.
Because I feel like some people, it is just a hobby, which is fine. It's not a bad thing.
Uh-huh.
It's almost, I equate it to like basketball. Some people
Mhm.
play in the NBA. Some people just play pickup with their friends,
Yeah.
right? And
Some
that's
people playing like rec adult leagues.
right. And
Yeah.
and that is okay.
But the people that are doing that aren't then calling themselves professional basketball players. That's
Yes.
where the problem lies.
Okay.
You have people that have never gotten paid before to do comedy, ripping people off.
What do you mean by ripping people off?
They're ripping people off. They don't know the business, they don't understand the business, and they go into a venue, whether it's a restaurant, whether it's a place to do a show. They sell a comedy show. I can do a comedy show. You can make money doing a comedy show. And they don't know what the fuck they're doing. So the guy that we talked about last week, I printed up his flyers.
Yeah. Oh, this is the guy that was charging $55.
The
a ticket?
$55 show.
Yeah.
Right? I printed up the flyers. He's calling himself the headliner on a $55 show. Then there's another show he's putting on. One other person from the $55 show is on it, and then there's another comedian. So essentially the same show for $20. Then he's doing the same exact show at another place for free.
What?
It's free. He's doing the same show for free. I have the fucking flyers right here, Corey, because I want to do my due diligence
Oh my
to
god.
make sure the shit that I'm saying is fucking accurate. So yeah, there's a $55 show.
But that's dinner.
It better be the best fucking dinner people have ever eaten, because they're not walking away talking about how great the show
Because you
was.
figure the show, really, the value of the show might be $5.
What the fuck
Right.
are
So
they eating?
it better be
Diamond soup?
$50 dinner.
No, and
you
it's
know?
not even because they're
Yeah.
doing the show
They're
free
doing the
somewhere.
show for free.
Oh,
So
that's
they're-
true.
They
So it's a
already
$55
established,
dinner.
It's a $55 dinner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
which is basically, if I was to take Sweet Wonderful to that show, if I was out with Sweet Wonderful and I wasn't a great comedian,
Yep.
right? And I saw a flyer that said, you know, honey, let's go see this comedy show, and I pay the place $110 fucking dollars.
Oh my god.
And this is the shit that I see. Fuck you. Fuck you. No.
A $55 dinner is like a nice place at Mohegan Sun or something.
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
Boston or Providence,
It's
you know?
yeah, it's pretty steep for
Yeah.
sure.
But they
Because that's not drinks or anything, right?
Yeah,
Like,
that's
it's
just
like a
to
nice
get in.
steakhouse.
yeah,
kind of
yeah,
thing,
yeah.
Yeah, so they haven't done anything. They haven't done anything in comedy. So they robbed the venue, right? So the venue thinks they might be getting a good show because somebody can talk a good game, right? So they're robbing the venue. Anybody that buys a ticket, they're getting robbed too.
Yes.
Because now you're paying $55 to see what you think is a professional comedy show. But
What
it's
you think is
everything
dinner
but.
and a show,
What
right?
you think is dinner and professional comedy, to see rigmarole.
Yes.
You know, to see people playing around. You know, people that have never done shit in the business go up and headline.
I also want to point out that when comedy doesn't go well, it is awkward for everyone watching.
Yeah.
And
it
I would
makes
like to
people
talk.
feel bad.
I would like to talk about that. Not only does it, if it doesn't go well, it's awkward for everybody watching. If it doesn't go well, guess what? That venue doesn't do comedy again.
Never again.
Yeah.
If it doesn't go well, the people that go to the show will never come out to another show again. Because I talked to these people.
Yeah.
They stop me, they go, oh, I went to a show and it was awful. They don't
Yes.
hold back. People do not fucking hold back
Yeah.
when they tell me how bad the comedy shows are.
Yeah.
They-
Yeah.
They're also eager to shit on anyone they might remember from a show they happen to have been to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So so it goes up my ass when somebody that hasn't done shit in the business comes in the business and starts running it as if they know what they're doing. Like, imagine if I was a wrestler, Corey, right? Like, imagine if I was a wrestler, right, Frank? Let's say I was a wrestler,
Okay.
right? As a matter of fact, I did those 2 fucking independent shows in Maine for Pro Wrestling Takeover. So I've been on wrestling promotions. I've been booked to perform on a wrestling promotion.
Yeah.
As a wrestler?
I
No,
was the manager.
as a character.
Okay.
I was a character. I was the
Okay.
manager. I was the brother of the owner. I played the brother of the owner, and I was the manager of their champion.
Gotcha.
The-
Okay.
The Green Machine, Mike
Yeah.
Orlando.
That was
Oh.
awesome.
Yeah. And so I did it twice.
Yep.
I didn't then call myself a wrestler,
Right.
start my own wrestling promotion, and then make myself the champion.
Right. Yeah.
Because that's what this guy did.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
the equivalent, and it's a mixture of like ego and ignorance, a weird combo where it would be like if you did that, having never even considered how to run a promotion, and
Yeah.
you truly don't know, and then you just start promoting shows, and people are like, "Hey, man, not the way to do this," and you're like, "I'm doing it my way."
Right.
It's
yeah.
like weird ego mixed with ignorance.
Well, what happens with that is, Frank, they hide behind words like opportunity and stage time.
Yeah.
That's what they go, people need stage time. And I'm just giving people an opportunity to get that. But it's wrong. The way you're doing it is fucking wrong.
Yeah, if they really wanted, if it was about stage time and helping other comics, they could run an open mic. They could do a reasonable, like, shitty bar show that's like one step up from an open mic. There's things they can do to provide stage time.
It's fucking ego to the max. Like, I have an ego.
But if you're charging people $55 a ticket,
Yeah, you
That's-
should be seeing Dave Chappelle.
that's
For
not
real.
that's not opportunity and stage time. That's real comics who are there to perform.
Yes, if you're charging $55 for a ticket, That is, you're presenting a professional comedy show.
Someone
Yeah.
who's seasoned.
Yes, seasoned,
Yeah.
knows what they're
Yeah.
doing.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
what the
Yeah.
buyer doesn't understand is, listen, you pay $10 to go to a bar show, like and this is a bar show,
Right.
and I get what I
Yeah,
paid
you
for.
gotta get what you
I
get.
paid $55. I'm not looking for someone who wants an opportunity, who wants some stage
It's
time.
gotta be surf and turf.
You want somebody who is like,
The
I just
dinner's
wanna-
gotta be, if it's not a surf and turf fucking dinner.
Dude, it better be more than a surf and
No,
turf.
no, no. It's pasta meatballs. I'm going out on a limb and I'm telling you it's fucking pasta
It's gonna be shit you
meatballs.
can make in giant
Yeah,
quantities
yeah,
easily.
yeah.
Right? And it's
Yeah.
like, so then they hide behind opportunity and shit. And that's the thing, yes, if you go to a professional show, you don't want to see people struggling for stage time.
No, that
you
is
want to
not
see
what you're looking
professional
for.
fucking comedy.
Yeah. I want the comic to roll in 10 minutes before the show starts,
Yeah.
right? I want him to fucking be sitting in the back, miserable as shit.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I can't fucking wait to go. We starting on time, let's get the fuck out
That
of
should
here.
give you comfort.
Right,
when
right?
you see
Because
that.
when
Yeah.
you see that, that
Yeah.
means that guy's gonna go on and murder
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then hate every minute of it
Yeah.
and then fucking drive home.
And you'll never know he hated it.
Yeah.
But you are gonna love it.
Yes.
You will think it's the best night. You're gonna leave there, right? I hear it all the time. Oh, my sides hurt, my cheeks hurt. I was laughing so hard. That's what you get for $55. That's the comic I want.
The only way fucking people's stomachs are gonna hurt at this show is if the fucking food's bad. That's it.
It's a difference between thinking I'm doing this show purely for myself versus trying to put on a good show for the audience, which it should be equal parts both.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's not equal parts both because he's not thinking how is the audience going to respond to this hour and a half of terrible comedy.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
And here's the best part.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. What's the best part? I'm gonna.
A light bulb
I
just went off
have
on
a couple
Corey-
best parts, right?
Okay.
You want to talk about, like people say they want to help the scene do the. I took the time to talk to this dude. I have legit critiques that I have given him, right? Pages. If you guys want
Why
to read
are
it.
you giving him critique?
Because he asked, he did it, because he did the Bringer show at the Connection, right? So because he's not getting paid to work at the Comedy Connection, so he did a show to basically like an audition spot to work the Connection.
Okay.
And he goes, oh, I'll take critiques and for future work. And I gave him the critiques. And whenever I give a critique to a comedian, it's never just don't do this or don't do that. It's don't do this, don't do that, and here's why, and here's how it affects the show. I break it down, There was a comic the other night at the industry show, and he started out with a joke about his balls. And I said, man, you should really say hi to the crowd first.
Frank, don't put him and Frank on the same show.
It's filthy, a filthy show.
Filthy. It was filthy.
And he goes, well, I was talking to so-and-so, and they said to start out with that. And I'm like, yeah, they're not wrong either. Here's why I say it, and it's like, because you're not performing for a specific audience like that comic is. That comic is working with a very specific audience on every single show.
Yeah.
Right? And that comic is been doing it longer to where if they dig a hole, they can get out of the hole.
Yeah.
Right? You're newer. You got to warm up the crowd first before you talk about your balls. I go,
Yeah.
neither of us are wrong. But it's what you feel you need to do as a comic.
Right. So asking for a critique isn't necessarily a bad thing.
No, it's not
No,
a
it's a
bad
good
thing.
thing.
Right? It's a good
You know,
thing,
yeah.
right? Because there's like this
Assuming it's
person,
sincere.
like when
Right,
they like the first critique I gave them was don't start your set the way that you start your, don't tell the crowd to make a noise when you go up on stage. That's the first thing I said. That's the first thing. If you look here on this page, asking the crowd to say whoop whoop isn't something anybody ever needs to have done to a crowd. It just invites the crowd to make noise, right?
Yeah, and no other weird sound effects or catch, like no whoop whoops, no let me get a hell yeah.
Yeah.
Like nothing like
So
that.
so we have these critiques, right? And of course, every time you send a critique to somebody like this, they go, well, I did this because of this, and I did this because of that, and then they just start defending all their actions. So let's go through the pages. 1, 2,
Is this over a course of
3,
time?
4. No, this was like a regular standard conversation.
Okay, so this
5,
was a conversation.
6.
To be fair, I can
7,
understand the idea of someone saying, well, this is why I did that. Not in a way to be defensive.
9.
At least for me, I can see myself saying, well, I did it for this reason because I want your feedback about my reasoning behind it.
Now,
You know, I could see that.
now
being
here's
a
the. I didn't pay attention to
That's
anything
fine.
you just said.
Corey did. That's all I'm saying. He nodded and smiled.
All right,
right.
Yeah.
So after 9 pages of email critiques,
Yeah.
Corey, I want you to read the
Okay.
last thing that I sent to him.
Okay.
Okay? This is the last email I sent to this person, this headliner.
Hello. I know you've been doing stand-up, but I'd share the link for next comedy class at the Comedy Connection. The classes will run January 5th, February 12th, and we'll have graduation show on February 13th. Class will break down fundamentals in writing. It'll be like a boost in your performance. The link is below if you'd like to sign up. Hopefully you consider it, and I see you early next year. Thanks.
And what date is that, Corey? What day did I send that?
That is 11/12/24. I feel like I'm
So,
on
Like you're,
the
yeah, I
stand.
know. I was gonna
I
say.
know,
Yeah.
I know. Because I'm building a fucking case to
Can you
prove
read the
why I'm
highlighted part in that
to
document?
prove I need to prove why. So in November I said, hey, I know you've been doing comedy a while, but I teach a class. Maybe you should fucking take it. Read between the fucking lines here. And now, let me see, December, January, February, March, he's headlining. In 4 months, he went from me saying, hey dude, you should probably take this comedy class so you can learn how to do comedy,
Yep.
to headlining a fucking show.
He must be really good.
So last week, he must be
Yeah.
fucking tremendous.
Tremendous.
Well,
Well,
we
Well.
can, if you want to know how tremendous he is, Corey,
yes.
Frank
Frank.
took some initiative here. Tell the people what you did.
So I contacted this person
Okay.
and I said, hey, I do a podcast where we want to highlight like people in the community who are working.
Comedy
You know?
community. Gotcha. Okay.
So we were thinking about talking about you because you've been doing a lot of shit. Would you mind if we talked about you a little bit? And could you
Shit
send us,
is the fucking key word.
and can you send us a video like for reference?
okay.
I said like we're not necessarily gonna play it or anything, but just like so we can have something to kind of refer to while we
Yeah.
talk about you or whatever. And he was like, no problem. Here's the link. I mean, here's the video. Totally fine. Whatever. And I asked him, and I also said, also if I'd love to be on one of your shows sometime. And I gave him some of my credits and stuff like that.
Okay.
And he was like, wow, great credits.
Hold
Awesome.
on,
All right,
we'll
I'll
get to
back
there.
it.
We'll get.
Yeah.
We'll
Okay.
continue this. Remember where you left off, Frank?
I
in your
remember.
tale. So, Frank just asked him for a clip so we can reference it on the podcast.
Yes.
And he blindly fucking sent the clip
Yes.
to where if you just Google Frank Gazzaro podcast, you'll see the podcast that Frank is on.
You gave him your first and last name?
Yeah.
Legit name.
Yeah, I
You're
didn't
not,
hide
you weren't
it.
trying to hide
He didn't
anything.
hide anything. We just didn't tell him the name of the podcast.
Okay.
Where all he had to do was Google Frank and the name of the podcast.
Yep.
Not even just Frank and Pod. If you Google Frank Gazzaro podcast, it has to fucking come up.
Yes.
One of our fucking episodes has to come up.
Okay.
And the last episode, we were literally bitching about him. And
Yes.
there's no doubt if he listens, he's gonna say, oh, I think they're talking about me. But his ego is so fucking huge, he's probably saying, you're probably talking about somebody else. No, we're talking about you, asshole. And he just sent it. So, because comedy is what? Objective, subjective, and we get to use the video that he sent for the podcast.
Yep.
I was thinking, what if we just let the people decide? And just put the clip up on our Patreon. We'll let our Patreon members
Okay.
watch the clip that he sent, and they can decide on their own if this is worth $55 fucking dollars. And then they can decide, what would you do if you paid $55 for this? There might be some people that watch this and say he's the greatest fucking comedian they've ever seen in their life. I can't imagine who would.
I thought we've seen a clip of this guy, and the audience was very receptive to him.
Well, funny you say that. He sent us what's called the highlight reel, Corey. And that is just all the jokes that he wants. Like all of his best of the best jokes
Yep.
that he has, he put in this clip.
Okay.
So it's all the best jokes from his best sets.
A highlight reel
right?
is typically what somebody does when they don't have a good set on tape. I have to assume. Right?
Yeah, talk
Unless
to
you're
me
at a
about
certain
that. Why?
level.
You don't think you should put your best foot forward?
Well, see, here's the thing. I think you should put your best foot forward. And if it's something like, like a corporate gig,
Mhm.
right? I'll send a corporate gig a highlight reel. I don't have a highlight reel, but if I did, I would send it to a corporate gig. I'd send it to, you know, a venue, right? Because a venue and a corporate gig, like that's the shit they look for. Like they're not gonna watch your whole clip and break it down the same way a booker would.
Yeah, they want a sense of what you do. In
Yeah.
general.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
But a booker, you
But a
send
booker,
a set to.
you
right?
want to
8
send a set
10
to a
minute-
booker.
Yes.
Because
Because as a booker, I can see through your bullshit.
Right,
You know,
yes,
I can
okay.
see through the like. Don't send me your fucking highlight reel. It's all you're telling me is here are the best jokes over the course of 5 different fucking shows that I did.
Right.
Yeah, a
Okay.
broken clock is right twice a day.
That's right,
So a
Frank.
horrible comic can like do 100 terrible shows and then nitpick little moments and put together a highlight reel.
Gotcha.
You know?
Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, Frank asked to be on this knucklehead show.
Yes. Oh, Frank asked to be on the show.
Frank asked to be on. I said, Frank, let's see if you can get booked by this dude.
Oh, that's right. You sent him your credits.
So I said, Frank, let's see if you can get booked. Send him a clip, do it. So Frank, what did you do?
I sent him a brief like bio, like very brief little list of credits, and just said, you know, if you ever have a spot, I'd be happy to do a show. I'm comfortable with this amount of time, blah blah blah. And I sent him a clip, and he was like, all right, yeah, I'll check it out, and I'll get back to you. And he said like he's booked up there.
No, I want you to read exactly what he wrote.
It was kind of fun.
All right, so Frank sent a clip of him when we performed in Jacksonville, Florida.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I believe Frank also asked him for critiques, which I think is fucking amazing.
That is amazing. Yes.
If he gives critiques, I would love to hear what
where
they
is
are.
Oh, yeah, huh?
All right, so Frank asked him, did you find out? How come you don't have this shit prepared?
I had this one up, but it's
You have
not.
this one up?
It's not the one with the funny message. Hold on, let me see. There's one with the funny message.
How many threads do you have with this guy?
Yeah,
Guys,
right.
hell,
It's
God,
like
Jesus
3.
Can you
Christ.
just scroll down? Why are we switching screens?
I know, you're
and
switching
shit?
screens. you
I
got
know,
different
it's
apps
because I got
going.
different like it's emails. He asked me to email him the clip, so there's like an email thread and a other
Gotcha.
thread. But I
Okay.
can't find the part where he said the thing that really made me laugh.
It's he got the most incredible message back, but it's very important to the conversation too, as well.
Yes. Okay.
Oh yeah, he said, "Nice to hear from you. I'm looking forward to being on your podcast." I never.
We never invited him on the podcast, and every message he sends to Frank, he goes, "Just let me know when you want me on the podcast."
Okay.
He said, "I just got booked on one for Sunday. Blah blah blah. I'm available the entire month of April except show nights. I'd like to get on your podcast because I'm traveling at the end of April and do not know when or if I will be returning to Massachusetts."
He doesn't know when or if he'll even fucking be back.
Like this guy could be like a CIA operative or something. He might.
I don't
be
know
on, like, a
when
serious mission.
or if
Yeah.
CIA operatives don't put themselves on flyers.
Yeah, they
9/9.
definitely don't put themselves
Unless
on flyers.
that's how deep their cover is.
Yeah.
How deep
right.
undercover is this guy? I'm gonna be undercover. as a
I would
comic.
just like to know what the circumstances where you're going on a trip where you have engagements booked in this area, and
Yeah.
you're like, I might just never come
I
home.
when or if I'll ever come back.
Like, what could he possibly be doing?
All right. So what else did he say?
And then he said, "Wow, there's some great names you worked with. Definitely see if I can book you on one of my future shows. All my shows have small cash pay, 1 or 2, blah blah blah. They're not bringer shows. April shows are full, blah blah." And then he basically says like,
I don't have anything.
and then he says like May or June maybe, and then he said, "What I do with all the comics is ask for you to send a promo of your work and your contact number. I like to see the style of my comedians who work on my shows and mix it up each show." And then he said, "You know, email me,"
He wants to see the style of the comedians and mix it up each show. I think that's great.
which
Yeah.
is a fair thing that a booker should do.
Yeah.
So as of right now, he has 7 shows booked, right? That he
Okay.
is currently promoting,
Wow.
right? 7 shows. He has 7 shows. Out of the 7 shows, the guy that's mixing it up, what did he say, Frank? What was the direct quote?
Mixing
to
up the
mix it
styles.
I like to mix up the style.
I like to mix up the style. He is headlining 6 of the 7 shows.
Oh, okay.
All right, so 6 out of the 7 shows, he is going to be the style of
Okay.
the headliner. Then there is another comic that is on 3 of the 7 shows. So the
Okay.
guy that likes to mix it up
Yep, yep.
has somebody on.
Well,
3
maybe they
shows.
have different styles.
Maybe.
Maybe they have different
Maybe,
styles.
maybe he wants
Or
an
maybe
eclectic
because,
Yeah.
or maybe because the show is the fucking exact same show at a different venue.
Yes.
Then there's 2 comics that are on 2 shows together, but he's mixing it up, and yeah, and they range from a $55 ticket to a $20 ticket
To a free.
to a free fucking ticket.
Okay. Can I ask one question too about this?
You may.
How far apart are these shows
That's a good question.
in regards to like location? Like, Is one in the same town? Are they
Right,
close
because
together?
if they're 200 miles apart, that's not. I mean,
Yeah.
it's weird, but it's not horrible.
Yeah, but I mean,
Yeah.
so you're doing the same show, you're just doing it 200 miles away.
Yeah.
That's
So
not
3 of the
good.
shows are at the same place.
That's not
Are
good.
they all the same price?
Yeah, they're all free.
Oh, okay. So 3 of the 7
So
are
3
free.
and 3 of the 7 are free shows.
Okay.
And then the other 4 are 2 of the 4 are at one venue. It looks like.
Okay, yep. The same venue, same show.
Yep.
That's good for the venue.
There we go. And then there's just 2 other places. They're all very close to each other.
And so when you say 2 of the shows are at the same venue, are they like Friday and Saturday night?
Yeah, so the free show that he's doing on a Friday, which is like a fucking killer in comedy.
Well, yeah, in general, you don't do that.
That's a
You don't do
fucking-
what?
You don't do free shows on weekends.
Tell me why. Walk us through why, please. I gotta hear
Frank's
this.
the one to do that.
Because you're drawing audiences to a free show on a night that are comedy nights where there are paid shows. And if you really want to support the community and the scene, you want to support the paid shows because those are the ones that actually advance the scene and,
Okay.
and are productive.
What are your thoughts on that, Brian?
No, I agree 100%. I think under the right circumstance, I used to be fucking hard on no free show Friday.
Okay.
Free show Friday will fuck itself.
And
I
now,
used to be
you're
hard.
dialing back on
I
it.
dialed back on it because I think depending on the situation, for instance, there's an open mic on a Friday night.
Late on a Friday night,
But
10,
it's-
11 o'clock or something?
Yeah, it starts at like what 9:30.
Yeah,
Okay.
They're
Yeah,
And it's
okay.
and it's at a small bar that seats what 30 people.
Okay.
Nobody's making money at that show.
Where is that? Can we plug it?
No, we're not plugging it.
But it's also a mic that's not taking no one's going to that, no civilians going to that show instead of a real comedy show.
Okay.
And that show isn't being promoted as a fucking comedy show.
Yeah, you
Just
put open
come
mic on
see
it,
comedy.
you're good.
Yeah.
Come see comedy. You know?
And most people do know open mic is probably like an amateur kind of
Yeah,
situation.
absolutely.
But-
if you're lucky, you'll get somebody who's
Yeah,
stopped
But
in.
this,
Well, other
I
than
mean,
that, yeah,
just
this
like a
dude's,
music open
this
mic, you
dude's
know?
trying to keep it real on a Friday, and you can't keep it real on a Friday
Is that what the
Yeah.
flyer
You
says?
can't
Why are
have
you
like a-
saying that?
because he's
Keep
trying
it
to.
real comedy.
Well, now you said it out loud.
If you could bleep that, maybe Larry.
But yeah, but that's so yeah, you're trying to keep it real on a Friday with a free fucking show that are in the close proximity and date range of other shows you expect people to fucking pay and go see.
So imagine a Friday night and there's a couple that's like, let's go to a comedy show, and there's equidistant from them a show at a club
Yeah.
and one of those free fucking shows. Like
Right.
someone who has no idea might be like, well, let's just check out the free ones.
Yeah, we'll go see the free one.
Yeah,
Grab a
go
couple
see
when
of
they
the
free
should be
ones.
going to see a real fucking comedy show where they might actually want to go back again.
So that's why you're against free shows on the weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, it takes away. It hurts the fucking
Yeah.
business.
And if there was an
it's
open mic at 8 o'clock, I would say probably not a good idea either.
Not a good idea.
Yeah.
No, there should not be an open mic on a prime spot on a weekend.
Right.
No.
Yeah, not at all. But that's the thing. He's not doing an open mic. He's doing a fucking professional comedy show. He's presenting it as a professional fucking comedy
I was
show.
gonna say I've seen some of those names on the list. It sounds like an open mic to me, but you know.
Well, yeah, they all need stage time.
Yeah,
you know,
right, exactly.
and that and so fuck this guy.
So let me ask this because I wanna clarify. Fuck this guy. I wanna clarify. You haven't. Is he the only person on the flyer that you know?
No, I know the other comics on the show.
Oh, you know all
yeah,
the
no,
other
I don't
comics?
know all the other comics.
Okay.
Most of them.
I know some of them. Yeah.
All right. So of the other people on the show, is it possible that even if this guy isn't quite a headliner, the show would be good enough to warrant what,
A
$20 or
$55 ticket? No,
ticket?
no,
Yeah.
no.
Other people aren't carrying him or something.
Well, even if they carry him, they're only going to carry him. If you're carrying the guy, he should be hosting the fucking show.
Right.
Oh yeah, but that's
I
not
get
gonna
it.
happen.
That's
at this
but
point.
he's not. He's going up at the end doing a bulk of the fucking
I
time.
know that's the
So
killer,
even
yeah.
if you have fucking these people doing shorter time in front of him, it doesn't fucking matter. 'Cause
Maybe
by the
he's
time
not-
he gets up, the food's gotta be so good.
Maybe he's
It
not
better
doing
be the-
45 minutes. You haven't seen the show. Maybe he's only doing 20 minutes.
Well, I mean,
what about that?
all right.
There's only 3 comics on the flyer.
Everybody's doing
20
20
minutes is too many minutes.
That's still too much.
It's too
I
many
told
minutes.
the guy to take my fucking comic class. Take the class so you can learn how to do 5 45 fucking
And
minutes.
really, there is a precedent for a situation where somebody knows that they don't have X amount of time.
Yeah, yeah.
But for some reason, they have a lot of press or something, and they're getting booked to headline shows. Like who's the guy who did last comics? The little Asian guy. He won Fam. Fam, is that his name?
Keep going, Frank.
You know what I'm talking about?
Dat fan.
Dat fan.
Yeah.
So right after that, I heard an interview with Don Murray talk about this. He was booked on a tour because
Okay.
he won, but he was like, I only have 20 minutes of material. So he asked headliners to headline. He booked Don Marrera to close those shows.
Really?
Yeah.
And you hide it.
Yeah, because he's like, I can't do it and put on a good show. I want to put on a good
Good
show.
for him,
So he
okay.
was fucking honest. And you
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
now
Oh.
I'm sure he's had
Yeah.
headlines everywhere. But,
Yeah.
but at the time, he did the right thing.
Right, yeah, yeah.
Even though
yeah.
he's being thrown tons of money.
Yeah,
he could have
because-
made so much more money.
But you burn people out. People never
Yeah.
come back to see you if you
Yeah.
have 20 minutes of good and then the other 25 minutes is a bag of dicks.
The only
Yeah,
way
like-
people are coming
yeah.
back to this show is if the food's got to be out of control. It's got to be the best guy.
Then I would just go eat at that restaurant.
Yeah.
Not when that show was going on.
Yeah.
Because then you
Because
have
like
to
you
sit
said,
there.
yeah,
Yeah,
because like you
sit
said,
there.
it's uncomfortable to watch bad comedy.
Like I don't know if they're putting gold leaf around steaks or what, but 55 is a lot. It's
they
a
got
lot.
the guy with the salt and the
That
down
guy's
his
a
elbow.
fucking piece of shit. I want that guy to get cancer. I hate that guy. Salt Bay, fuck him forever. That piece of shit asshole.
Yeah, Salt Bay.
Fuck
Okay.
that guy.
Yeah.
He
So
charges like $1,000 literally for a steak that is not worth $1,000.
Yeah, I've heard they've figured out he's a scam.
He's a scam.
Yeah.
so I'm sorry for fucking bitching about comedy.
Yeah,
You don't have to be
that's
sorry.
fucking 20 minutes
I
of
would
you
say,
bitching
though,
about comedy.
It's been
It's-
30, asshole.
But the point is, like, it is a situation where it works best if everyone producing shows has some fucking idea and is open to criticism and things like that. So you can put on shows that actually encourage people and help build comics.
Like
Yeah.
we're doing at the Industry Cafe.
Yeah.
Right,
Or
right.
anything that's run with a little bit of brains, and this is basically a glorified open mic for somebody who's egotistical.
No, this is a fucking ego stroke. Is
Yeah.
what this is.
It's definitely not an open mic, right? Because in an open mic, you're very strict with your
Open
time. You're
mic,
like
you-
7 to 10 minutes. Like,
Yeah.
you're not good enough to be doing a bulk of time. So we
Yeah.
rotate people through because we know you're not good enough. So let's
Yeah.
get on to the next person.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
It's fucking infuriating.
So do you want to get to
Very-
comments now? Or are you still on this comedy thing?
No, I mean I you know, people reached out. They said they love us. They
Oh,
said
that's
they
very
love
nice.
you. Somebody asked if I was agophobic, and they said you were a bad influence.
Oh, now I'm getting blamed
It's
for it.
called ageism.
This is fucking unbelievable.
I mean,
It's
you're,
not.
You
It's
have been
really
pushing
not.
your ideology on us. pretty hard.
Oh,
You have
man.
been. I mean, when it
Like
comes
every
up-
week after we finish recording, you're like, seriously, these
Yeah.
old people are ruining
Fuck
the
Yeah.
yeah. people.
Yeah.
Oh, when he showed up today, he goes,
I
"I'm sorry, I'm late. I would have been here sooner." There was this old lady in front of me.
I
I know,
Remind
she
us
was
how
crossing the
shitty she
street
was.
and I had to fucking wait forever. for
Yeah.
her.
yelled at her out my
Yeah.
window.
So they asked if I was age phobic, and I'll tell you why. I will say I am not.
Okay.
I'm not age phobic. Are you?
I am not.
I am a little.
All right.
Are you scared of getting old or you're
No,
scared
I'm
of
not,
old
not
people?
phobic. No, but I have a touch of ageism in me for sure.
Yeah?
Like, I don't really want to hear what you have to say if you're not at least.
Oh,
30
maybe
years
that's
old.
what they
In
do.
general.
Oh, young and old, huh?
Yeah, young and like, a certain, like I don't know. Young people like you're-
25
when you're
year old,
young,
yeah.
like you don't know
You don't
anything.
know. Yeah,
you know.
yeah, yep.
And there are some 25-year-olds that are incredibly mature, but
Right.
not all of them.
Right.
Most of them not.
Yep.
You know.
No, not the ones I've seen.
Okay.
Just like there's some 90-year-olds that are perfect.
Yeah,
And
I
there's some
feel,
that are
yeah, I
not.
feel like I'm at an age where like I understand old people now.
Yes.
I get it, you know, and I understand that old people might get offended that I said I understand old people,
Yeah.
and I'm fine with that too. I'll tell you how
I understand old people are gonna die.
And it makes Corey laugh.
it does, and
He
I
laughs
have,
at you.
but I have a huge announcement.
Oh.
Are you officially old?
No, but it
Oh.
involves an old person,
Oh, okay.
a dear friend of ours here at the podcast.
Okay.
Do you know who I'm talking
Of
about?
course I
Corey?
know who you're talking
Go ahead.
about.
Who am I calling?
Carolyn.
Talking
Let's
about
Fucking
Carolyn.
love Carolyn.
I'm talking about
She'll
Carolyn
be-
Como.
She'll be
Yeah.
perfect till forever. She's
Yeah,
wonderful.
She is perfect.
Yep.
And I got a hold of Carolyn, and I am happy to say that Carolyn will be doing her first hosting weekend at the Comedy Connection for me on my weekend.
No
When I
fucking
headline
way, dude.
May 9th and 10th, Carolyn will be hosting the show. So that's how much I love old people.
Yes.
That I put one on the show, and
And Carolyn's been like working hard for that too.
and that's the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, Carolyn busts her ass.
Yeah,
Gives
she's
a
out a
shit,
lot.
She
She
works harder
hard.
Yeah,
than she
yeah.
needs to.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
she
Yeah.
could just be relaxing.
She's
you
sweet.
know?
She's
Yeah.
great. I'm looking forward to hanging out with her for a weekend. I look forward to seeing her
She's the
on
fucking
stage.
best.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna
okay.
go just to congratulate.
So I'm happy.
May 9th and 10th.
May
you said?
9th and 10th at the
Excellent.
Comedy Connection. You can go to ricomedyconnection.com for tickets, or you can go to thebriansworld.com. There'll be a link in there to all my shows. There's a link to all Corey's shows. If Frank had any, there'd be a link. And
I have shows, I just don't remember where they're.
there you go.
I'll add the link.
There you go. Add the link. And then,
I would like people to go out to this show so they can see exactly how old Carolyn is.
Jesus Christ. She doesn't look
It's
a
not
day
a
over
fucking
30.
sideshow, Corey. It's not like come see old Carolyn. Come see Carolyn be fucking funny.
Carolyn's the fucking.
And I'll say
she's
this,
awesome.
and Carolyn's so great. Every time that I've headlined the Connection in recent years, she always comes out to see the show.
Yes.
And I swear to God, every year I want her to come on stage and tell her joke that I love.
Yes.
And I always forget to bring her up because I get so in the moment on stage. So that this year I just said, Carolyn, you can do the show.
Nice.
You can do the show.
And she hosted the Industrial Cafe show that I was at.
Yes.
And she was the most diligent, fucking organized host, like more than most hosts I've ever seen.
That's
She
not
was-
that's not tough though. She's swimming in a shallow pool. I mean,
Yeah,
she
there is
is.
a
yeah.
shallow pool there.
Yeah.
for
But, like,
It
she
is-
was
it's- we're
finding
talking about
everybody,
comics, yeah,
like
yeah.
asking them about credits, how do you
I
pronounce
mean,
your
if
name, taking
we've
fucking
seen
notes.
what the qualifications are,
Yeah.
the headline.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's a
She's doing
shallow.
it right, though.
Yeah, yeah. No, well, I mean,
Yeah.
she, you know, she's older, right? She knows how to fucking be professional and.
Nice spin on your age.
She's
I
70.
like
She's
it.
I'm just
76
saying,
years old.
she's professional. She knows how to do it, even though she hasn't been doing comedy long. She understands,
She understands
what goes into it.
Yeah,
Takes it serious.
she does.
Yeah,
She
that's all.
respects the
She
business.
Yeah.
respects it.
So
What else you got for comments?
that was it, really. You got anything from Spotify?
I do, yes. And so interesting enough, I'd like to point out that our Spotify comments are going up. We're getting more and more. We started with
That's fantastic.
0 comments.
Thank you, everybody.
Yep. We started with 0 comments. Then we were
Then we started
steady.
at 1
Yep, steady with 2.
and 2.
And now we're creeping up where we're getting even more than 2 comments per episode, which is great. And comments from people I don't know.
Yeah?
Airwaves. That's the name. Airwaves. OMG. LOL. You need to go to a show and make a podcast about it.
Yeah, oh, he's talking about one of those
Yes.
shitty, awful shows.
Yes. I mean, we pretty much dove into we know what we're going
You
to
know,
see.
it would be fucking awesome if we could do that and somehow record a podcast during the show, so we could
We
like
could totally do
commentate
that.
it.
Oh, yeah, like a watch along?
Like,
Yeah, we could
like,
totally
like
do
we're
that.
commentators at a wrestling
Yeah, we
thing.
could
You know
do
what I
that.
mean?
We could totally do that.
I don't want to disrespect the wrestling business the way that some people have disrespected the comedy business.
John says to us, thanks for setting up the March Madness brackets for the Patreon folks. Something fun to follow. Tracy Morgan puked on my bracket.
Oh, wait, all right. Oh, hold on.
What
Wait.
does that
Before you
mean?
go on with that, I do want to give everybody an update on the bracket.
All right, while you look at that, I'll
Yeah,
explain
I'll
to
look
Frank
that
what
up.
happened. Tracy Morgan was at the Knicks game sideline, courtside, and he had food poisoning and threw up violently more than once on the court. Like, Frank, he was like me, court.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So they had to
more
stop the
than-
game, I imagine.
I don't know.
Oh, yeah, they had to stop the game
Yeah.
and get the vomit off the floor.
Yeah, and then they had to like stretcher his ass out of there. Like it was bad.
Yeah, I was sick. I went to a comedy show, it made me so sick I threw up on the floor.
Wow.
Yep.
But that what's his name thinks that fucked his team.
No, he's just saying his bracket
Oh,
shit
okay.
is what he's saying. And then Memphis says, "Love the podcast. Fuck midget Michael." I don't know what that means.
Oh,
Fuck midget Michael.
we talked about something about a midget, Michael.
We
or
did
something,
talk
or
about
a
a
small little guy or something.
Oh, the guy that said the fucking shitty thing on the Instagram.
Oh, yeah,
yeah, Shawn Mike. Fuck Shawn Mike.
Yeah.
Fuck Shawn Mike. Fuck this fucking dude putting on fucking shows. That disrespected comedy business guy. Fuck him. Fuck Shawn
This
Mike.
is a fuck everybody episode.
Fuck everybody episode. Except for the good people that
Except for
listen.
Carolyn and
And
Yeah.
Patreon, if
Stefano,
you follow
our
Patreon, fuck you
subscribers.
the least if you're on Patreon.
Yeah, you're the best.
Yeah. Oh, I do want to give an update on the Patreon bracket.
Yes.
As of right now, as of recording, we're going into what? Semis?
Yes.
Okay. I am currently in the lead. I am the champion right now.
Ooh.
Brian's bracket, 740 points. In second place is Moonlight Art Studio. I
Okay.
believe that's Tracy. She has 670.
Okay.
Then Austin was the one that picked Clemson.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you all for putting your names on the thing. I do
Oh, people
appreciate
went in
that.
and
They went in and
edited.
edited.
It's amazing. Fucking people are like, oh yeah, we gotta go and put our. They fucking listen. It's unbelievable.
It's great. It's great.
My kids don't listen.
Go to these comedy shows and throw eggs at the headline.
No, don't
No,
throw
don't
eggs
do
at
that.
the headliner.
You'll just get arrested or something.
Yeah, we
That's
don't
right.
do that.
Don't
But
do something else. And then John is fourth, and then Corey, you're in fifth, but your team has been eliminated.
St.
St.
John's.
John's is out.
yes,
So
at St. John's.
you got a rough road ahead, my friend.
Yeah.
Followed by Sweet Wonderful. She's in fifth place. I have no idea what I'm doing is in seventh. Jay hates basketball. Yeah, Brigham Young winning. He's out. Frank,
Yeah.
you're in ninth place. You're at Texas A&M. They're out. You're out.
Yeah.
I got
And then
490 points.
Corey Costa has a little ray of hope. He picked Duke to win the whole thing. He's the only one with Duke to win the whole thing.
Who do you have winning?
Wait, I'm not
I have
last?
Florida.
Okay.
No, you're not in last.
Wow.
No, Kurt is in last, and I don't believe there's any hope for Kurt. He had Bryant winning the whole thing, and he just named his bracket. Kurt's not doing too great.
I'm
Kurt's
ranked
not gonna do
20.2
great.
million.
What?
I'm ranked 20.2 million, I assume, worldwide for all these ESPN
Yes,
brackets.
Good for you. See,
Yeah, I'm in the top 30 million.
Yeah.
Top 25.
that's great.
Yeah.
That's great. I'm in the top 1% of comedians in the world, which is why I can talk shit about that guy. We talked about it the other night.
Yes, we did. We had a good
Yeah.
conversation.
We did. Because that's the thing. I do like to help out the younger comedians, the newer comics. I have a soul and a heart, and I put my money where my mouth is. I fucking wrote messages to that asshole, telling him
Tried to help him.
tried to help him out. There was
I mean,
comments
no
on
one
the show the
was
other night.
accusing you of not doing that.
Frank was working on something. Is that what Frank was working on?
Yeah.
That I didn't know about? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we're waiting to hear whether or not Frank is going to get booked with that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
The only other thing I would like to ask Frank is, do you know how to spell collusion?
COLLUSION, maybe one L? Two L's. Two L's. Collusion, yes. USION, yep.
Final answer?
Be final.
That is how you spell collusion. Now, do you realize that has been in the notes for a week? I was talking to my buddy
I
Josh.
saw it.
I was talking to my buddy Josh.
Yep.
Because he listens to the podcast.
Okay.
And he felt so inclined to call me up to tell me two things. Number one, Frank probably doesn't know how to spell collusion.
Why would he think that?
Because we were just talking about you, and he said, I bet you Frank doesn't know how to spell collusion.
But he picked that word just out of the air?
That's
Yes.
a weird word. Yeah.
That's a very specific
And
word.
so I said, I'm going to put that in the notes and see if he even notices.
I did
Which
notice.
You didn't.
I did, I saw it.
And then the other thing you want to say was North Carolina sucks, and they didn't deserve to be in the tournament. He called me and cut a promo on me talking shit about the
My
fucking
team.
North Carolina Tar Heels. And he goes, I forgot how it went. It was very aggressive. And then he says, tell him Duke's better, and if you need to call me, you can. So you
Okay.
made you motive you.
I wish you would have put it in the
triggered
comments.
something. Yeah, Josh, please put it in the comments next time
God
and
damn
leave
it.
a review, 5-star review
Yeah.
for that. I would appreciate that.
Can we get to my segment, or do you want to wait and save that for Patreon?
Look, well, we can get the we can just record right through, my man.
Okay.
Patreon's gonna be special this week. We're putting that clip up,
Oh, okay.
so you're gonna get a bonus. It's like a bonus comedy show Patreon
Yeah.
where people can make their own. Because did we say his comedy sucked, or did we just say he wasn't ready?
We said he
I
wasn't
think
ready
that
for
the
it.
official
Yeah.
position should be we feel he's not ready to be a headliner.
All right,
Yes.
that'll be our official position.
Yes.
I don't feel he's ready to be a headliner, and we'll put the promo clip of him
Yeah.
that also includes jokes of him bombing there's jokes that bomb in the promo clip.
Oh,
Which make it a promo clip for those listening. You don't want to bomb in your promo clip. In
No,
general.
no, you
Or
don't.
in any clip, for that matter.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
not generally.
Yeah.
But so yeah, there's jokes that bomb in the promo clip, and we'll just put it up on Patreon, like I said, and the people can make their own decision about if they believe this person is funny or not. You can make your own decision.
right, to headline.
To headline.
Yes, we're talking
To
about
headline.
45 minutes of comedy.
45. Can
Yeah.
you sit through this for 45 minutes
That's the
to
key.
an hour?
Yeah.
45 minutes.
All right, so here's what I wanted to go over because Frank, Brian and I were coming back from show last weekend. Saturday, we went Cromwell. We did this fundraiser, right? We had like an hour and a half ride.
We were going to record an episode. Guess why we didn't?
You didn't have your
We
card.
didn't have the SD
Yeah,
card.
he didn't have the SD card.
It
Yeah.
happens sometimes.
Yeah. So we're driving back, right? And we start talking, and he says to me, we started talking about Saved by the Bell. And I asked this question of him, and the reaction that I got, I was like, we have to talk about this on the podcast because this reaction is unbelievable. My question was, when did Saved by the Bell jump the shark? And your response was,
It never did.
I said, no, you said, when did it jump the shark? And I said, what are you talking about? You talking about Saved by the Bell? That was my reaction.
Yeah.
I said, are you talking about Saved by the Bell right now? And he said, yeah. And I said, never did.
Of course you did.
he thinks it never jumped the shark.
It never did.
Now, historically, every show
Yeah.
jumps the shark at some point.
But even Seinfeld did.
Now,
Yes.
explain what jump the shark is to
Okay.
Frank so that he understands.
So, do you know the reference?
Yeah,
Jump the
I know
Shark?
what it is.
Okay, all right.
Just
All right. So, Jump the Shark is a reference to Happy Days. Happy Days was super popular.
That's what I used to
I thought
have
it was the
before I
Brady
got into
Bunch.
comedy.
No.
Happy Days.
It's Greg, right?
No.
What?
No.
No.
Oh,
really?
No. It is Fonzie. He gets dared to jump over a shark on his motorcycle. And that was when they said Happy Days went downhill, was when Fonzie jumped the shark. That episode. So that's why they call it Jump the Shark.
Look at us learning shit.
I thought it was the episode of the Brady Bunch where Greg surfs and like jumps a shark. Unless they literally just lifted that from Happy Days.
I thought it was the episode of Wacky Races
Oh, you are right. Jump the shark.
Yes, yeah.
when the Tasmanian Devil jumped over Jabberjaw and he jumped the shark.
What's a Jabberjaw?
Jabberjaw's a fucking the shark.
What shark?
You know
I
Jabberjaw, the
don't know
fucking
Jabberjaw.
cartoon shark. He
No.
used to be in a band and play the drums with his fins.
No, I don't know him.
Google Jabberjaw, you idiot.
All right. I'm
Okay,
doing it.
so then I started to get into some interesting stuff, and I was like, I need to know how you were like, you can ask me anything, and I can answer it about Saved by the Bell.
I beat artificial intelligence at Saved by the Bell.
How many seasons of Saved by the Bell were there?
There was
Just Saved by the Bell, not college.
All right, Saved by the Bell. There was technically 4 seasons of Saved by the Bell. However, the first season was Good Morning Miss Bliss, which is like middle school years, 8th grade. So technically, Saved by the Bell goes from 9th to 12th grade, which is 4 seasons, maybe 5, maybe listed as 5, because they have the beach episodes and the Tory episodes.
Okay.
So sometimes you see it and it's 4 seasons, sometimes you see it and it's 5 seasons.
Okay. So I know.
But there's
you-
99 episodes total.
Okay, that was gonna be my next question. I know. I know. So
Jesus
it
Christ,
has it
that's
listed.
insane.
It does
That's
have it
insane.
listed technically as 4 seasons.
Okay, see?
Okay.
So they didn't count the Miss Bliss.
Yes. No.
You
So
gotta count this one.
I know you technically don't believe Saved by the Bell ever jumped the shark.
No.
However, experts or others.
Who are the fucking? I'm the same, but who are the experts?
When might other people consider the show jumping the shark?
They
would
would-
it be the college years? Would it be?
I would.
high
The
school?
college years is a whole different fucking discussion that I need to prepare for.
Okay.
Why?
Because I'm not well versed in the college years.
Oh,
okay?
okay.
I'm
Is
not-
it because it had jumped the shark by that point and it's
Oh,
not as good?
yeah.
No, because it's a new fucking season. It's a whole different fucking thing. It's not Saved by the Bell. It's Saved by the
But it's
Bell.
been out for
the
like 30 years.
It's the colleges. They had a whole new fucking cast. You had Bob Golick come in as the fucking RA. You had Alex come in to fill the spot of fucking Like I'm sorry,
No, I mean-
like Elisa. But then they brought in Tiffany Amber Thiessen later on. There was another tall chick there that took Jesse's place. It was just a weird fucking thing. It was a different goddamn show, and I don't consider it part of the Saved. Like if we're talking Saved by the Bell, it's Saved by the Bell. I'm willing to dip into the college years, but that is a separate.
You feel it's a separate entity.
That's a separate entity.
Okay.
That's a whole
Alright.
different thing.
Okay.
We're talking fucking. We're
Notice
talking.
Brian's more angry about this than anything comedy related earlier.
No,
way more upset.
that fucking makes me mad too. I'm
Not as mad as this.
No, not as bad as this. No, not as
You're
bad
like,
as this.
it's like you're
Because
defending
people
your
say
spouse.
shit on the college years, but it shouldn't be compared to the thing. It's like fucking the Newhart show and Bob Newhart. You know, it's
Right,
like it's
okay.
two different
Yeah,
fucking
but didn't
shows.
they come out like decades apart, or like years and years apart?
What about fucking Happy Days and fucking Joni and Chachi? Or whatever
Well,
the
that's a
fuck it was.
spin-off.
That's a spin-off.
Would you characterize it as a spin-off?
I characterize it as a spin-off, sure.
Well, here's the other thing, right? Saved by the Bell was Saturday morning.
Mm-hmm.
Saved by the Bell college years.
Was part of the TGIF lineup. It was a
Was it
primetime
really?
show.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah,
It was
yeah.
on TGIF?
It was
Yes.
prime time
It
or
was
Monday
prime
night
time.
or something.
I don't
It
remember
came
TGIF.
on at like 8 o'clock at
Oh.
night. It was
All right,
not
so yeah, that's a
Saturday
different
morning.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, that fucking theme song is a banger. That's a fucking banger. Cause I'm saying that they get you tomorrow.
No idea what you're
From here, the future looks bright for me.
You know,
Oh,
for somebody who
I'm
hasn't
saying
watched
that
it
they
much,
get you tomorrow. Today. It's
Wow.
a fucking banger.
what year did that come out?
I believe
Scares the
1997.
shit
So,
out of me.
all right, so
No,
you figure
98.
they're like Saved by the Bell Saturday morning, kids clearly shot like marketed to kids. College years, maybe it's like, we got like 90210 on Melrose Place and shit. Let's
Bingo.
try to increase
Bingo.
up the age
Yes.
a little, make it prime time.
That's exactly
Yeah.
what it was.
But it was still a good show. I'll give it that. It was still good.
Okay, so now if I were to ask you questions about episodes, would you be able to tell me the name of the episode in which it happened?
I won't be able to tell you the episode in which it happened, but I will be able to rattle off enough details to specifically know that it was that episode.
Okay, well, can we talk about the episode in which Kelly came out in blackface?
Oh, when she put the ointment on, she put ointment on her face.
But why would
she
that make anything, John?
Yeah, that didn't jump the shark. She put ointment on her face.
No, I know, but I'm just, yeah.
I believe it was a zit. She had a zit on her face. She put ointment on it, and what happened was she had a reaction to it, and her face turned brown for an episode.
Yes, she came out in brownface for an episode.
I love it.
How that hasn't been canceled yet? Can you still find that episode?
I'm sure you can. As a matter of fact, I was watching it the other day, and I saw the description for an episode, and I took a screenshot and sent it to Frank,
Yeah.
and it was like the most non-PC descript fucking.
Oh yeah, it was
Wait,
fucking crazy.
What was it?
It was Zach. A fat girl wins a date with Zach.
Oh my
And it
God,
has
are you
fat
kidding?
Girl right in the
But
thing.
it also says that he learns to accept the fact that she's fat, or like.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was
That
good.
is
Yeah.
awesome. Okay. In another episode,
Mhm.
in season 1, Zach bets that Slater can beat another wrestler.
Yes, the Valley invitation. It was against Valley, and
Do
Slater.
you know the name of the wrestler he was wrestling?
Oh fuck!
Because you told me you could fucking answer any of these questions, and I'm like, well, I'm gonna fucking test his ass. Don't fucking tell me shit and then come up short.
No, but so it's Valley. It's gonna have some weird. It's probably like a Duke, something like that. His name like Duke, like some fucking weird name like that, like a fucking name a bully would have.
Not a name a bully would have. No.
No, but I remember Screech wrestled, and I don't know the name of the wrestler,
Okay, the
But-
name
but-
of the wrestler.
but I know what the bet was. I can go into depth.
Okay,
about
go
the
ahead.
episode.
What was the bet?
The bet was for a dirt bike.
Okay.
That he would lose, and if he lost, Zach would get the dirt bike. Slater wasn't gonna wrestle. He said, "Fuck it, I'm not wrestling." And
Was
so,
he afraid of this guy?
No, he wasn't afraid. Just didn't want to do it. And he was like, "I'm too good at everything. I cannot wrestle," is what he said. And then so Zach said, "I'm gonna have Screech wrestle him."
Okay.
And then at the end, Slater came in and he goes, "I can't let Screech face him. You gotta face me." And Screech went to the side and Slater beat him, and Zach fucking won the dirt bike.
Yes, the wrestler's name was Marvin. Was his first name?
Yeah.
So no, not a bully name. Marvin Nedick.
Yeah, Marvin Nedick.
Marvin Nedick.
Nedick. I think they
Nedick.
just called him Nedick the whole episode.
Yeah, maybe that's possible.
Yeah.
But, okay. So you don't know episode. How many episodes were in each season?
It was about 20.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So it's like 18 to 20. It's 99. What is Mr. Belding's brother's name?
Man, that's a good one too. I watched this one the other day. I did. It was they.
Fuck, dude.
Or tell me, or what subject was he a substitute teacher for? I'll take
history.
Oh my God, you're
Yeah,
fucking
but I bet if you
unbelievable.
dig for
Hold on,
something,
wait.
you
It was
can-
history.
It was
It
history.
was history.
Yes, it
He
was
was
history.
Associate that shit.
And Belding wanted to take the kids to a national park for the senior trip, but his brother said we went whitewater rafting when I was a kid, and so they all went on a whitewater rafting trip. They were going to set up for a whitewater rafting trip, but then the day of the trip, Mr. Belding's brother was going to hook up with a flight attendant.
Whoa!
So he ditched the kids on the trip, and Mr. Belding went on the whitewater trip instead.
So wait a second. The brother ditched them for some poontang.
Oh yeah, dude, he's in the office talking to Belding about it, and he's like, "Yo, you gotta see her. She's a 10."
Are you kidding?
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
What lesson are we teaching kids with that episode?
That there's always going to be somebody there for you. Mr. Belding was that guy. Even though him and Zach butted heads every single episode, at the end of the day, Belding was there for Zach.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Belding's
now-
a Zach fan.
Yeah.
Or an enabler, really.
Yeah.
He enables horrifying behavior. Yeah.
All right, I have one more question about season 2.
Go ahead.
Okay. So in the last episode of season 2, the description says some underhanded shenanigans were employed to win a Glee Club competition.
Uh-huh.
What was the prize if you won the Glee Club competition? It was a trip somewhere, I'll tell you that.
It was a trip to, it wasn't DC.
Hawaii?
No. I don't think it was DC because that was when Zach was running for student council president.
Jesus
The winner goes to DC. It was him and Jesse, and he ended up winning. Fuck. I know it wasn't Disney.
No, it was not
It was
Disney.
not Disney. It wasn't like an amusement park or anything like
Probably
that.
not the name brand.
It was a city. I know that. It wasn't LA because that's kind of where they live. I'm gonna go with New York.
It was Hawaii. Frank
It
was right.
Wow, Frank was right.
I was just trying to think of sitcoms, vacations, and sitcoms.
Yeah.
It's
That's
always
so
like
funny.
Hawaii
So
or
you don't
something.
remember it.
No.
You were just
Yeah,
like,
he was just
Yeah.
guessing.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
But
that
that
is-
was always the thing on a sitcom. It's like the Caribbean. Or like,
Yeah, that's a
Yeah, see, my
fantastic
mind
guess.
didn't go to Hawaii because of the episode when Kelly's grandfather had the resort and they had the Hawaiian style. It was Saved by the Bell Hawaiian style, Frank. And that's when Zach hooked up with the girl that had a kid.
Oh, what?
Yeah,
How fucking old was he?
he was 17.
And how old was she?
Oh, she had a kid.
Was she an adult?
Yeah, and that other
She
episode.
rapes him?
That sounds illegal.
It is, and Kelly was also hooking up with the dude that was managing the rival resort next door to her grandfather's resort. And this dude was a heel. He wanted to buy the land that Kelly's grandfather owned so that he could fucking build the other resort on top of it.
And how old was he?
And he was older too. But Kelly has a history of dating older men. You remember she dated Jeff, the old manager of the Max, which really wasn't a big deal because Max was in college. She was still 17 at the time.
No, that's a big deal.
That's
It
a
was
big deal.
17, 19. It was the ages.
Okay.
I don't find that.
19?
Yes.
I'm gonna say that's still not a good idea.
Look it up. Jeff from the Max, how old was he? He's gonna say
No, he's just saying it wasn't a good idea.
No, not a good
1917.
idea. No, you guys. No, not a good idea.
Yeah, okay.
And in college she dated Professor Lasky. So she was going after Johnny Dakota in the goddamn No Hope for Dope episode.
No
So-
vote for dope.
No
So
hope
Saved
for
by the
Dope,
Bell
Johnny
is
Dakota.
underage Kelly
Yes.
going after adults.
She
or
just
being
likes
pursued by adults.
older men. She
Yes.
just likes older men.
Or that universe is populated by bad people.
Maybe.
How many episodes had 2 parts?
Ooh, that's a good one.
All right, are we counting the wedding in Hawaiian style?
Sure,
All right,
yes.
so you got the Hawaiian style, you got the wedding, you got the Christmas episode. That was a 2-parter. You had, I believe, the U2 tickets was a 2. No, that wasn't a 2-parter. That was a 1-part, but it also took place in the
Home for Christmas. Yep. Okay.
So Home for Christmas, the fucking Hawaiian style, the wedding, the Jesse Spano's dad when he got married.
Oh.
I believe it's Santa Barbara. He was the manager of resort and
Would that be
A lot of resort managers.
Okay. All
and
right. Huh.
I think there's one. Jesse Spano's stepbrother. When the stepbrother came
Fucker,
in,
he got it.
when the stepbrother
There's
came
no
in,
way he's gonna know.
that was a two-parter.
So it looks like, just going off of my Google search here, 2-part episodes didn't really pick up until season 3.
Yeah.
There were 3, I think,
Yeah, because networks tend to
Two-part-
not like them.
episodes in season 3. Before that, there wasn't a 2-part episode. Based on just my quick looking. Okay, the other question I have for you, that's a legit question here. Leah Remini was on Saved by the
Yeah, she
Bell?
played Stacey Carosi.
That was Leah Remini?
That was Leah Remy. Yeah, she played Lisa Carosi.
Stacy.
Yeah, she played Stacey Carosi. That was Mr. Carosi's daughter. He owned the fucking Malibu Sands Beach Club, and she worked there.
I remember. I didn't realize that was Leah
That was
Remini.
Leah Remy.
Oh yeah, yeah. it
Before
is.
she was a Scientologist.
No, that she was a
She
Scientologist
was a
during that
Scientologist
time.
at that time. Good
At
for
some
her.
point prior to that, she was on.
And those were some banger episodes too.
She was
The
on Who's
summer
the Boss
ones.
too.
That's
Oh,
it
yeah,
didn't
those
jump
are
the
good.
shark during the
I
summer.
mean, if you want, I mean,
if I made you,
if you made me say at a point it jumped the shark, I would say that would be when it jumped the shark. Because then after that, it kind of got into the Tory episodes and shit like that. But that's when contracts were up. You know, I don't think the show suffered.
You don't have to like defend it. You can just say, yeah, it got worse.
But when the contracts were up and they had to replace people, I think it's easier to say it jumped the shark. But the content, I think the content in the Tory episodes is better than some of the other shit that they did.
oh, why?
Because it just was.
There's more inclusive.
Yeah.
There's a lesbian there.
Yeah, she was.
She wasn't a lesbian.
Yeah, they had the Teen Line episode. They had some hot topics with Tory.
Yeah, no, I'm noticing that. I'm noticing that. Who's
They
I
had
like
the
the
Teen Line.
educational
They had the
content.
Teen Line. They had the drunk driving episode.
I was gonna say, whose car did Zach crash in the drunk driving episode?
Lisa Turtle's mom's car.
I am scared for you as a person, as a human being, that you are still retaining all of this information.
It is a crazy.
It's a crazy amount of knowledge.
No, I could probably do it with Seinfeld. I think I've probably seen Seinfeld as much as you've seen Saved by the Bell.
Really, you think so? So you
Yeah.
think? All right. So
At
next
least the first
episode.
7 seasons for sure.
The next episode, I'm going to put together a list of questions
for it.
for you on Seinfeld.
Do it.
And we'll see if you are as scary knowledgeable about it.
Brian's also
Yeah.
quite knowledgeable about Seinfeld. We could compete.
Yeah.
Really? You know a lot about Seinfeld too?
Not as much as Frank, but I think I could hold my own.
Yeah,
Okay.
But you get all the references and stuff
Yeah.
that I've ever said.
Yeah.
pretty much, yeah.
All right, that was it. That was
Yeah,
all my
because that's the thing.
questions.
Like, there's a lot of key references inside, but like the soup Nazi
Right,
reference.
yes.
You know,
Yeah, it's
fucking,
easier.
Yes.
Yeah, you know, the pretzels making me thirsty. Like they're
Yeah.
fucking
Don't know
hot.
that one.
Oh yeah,
That's a great one.
No,
It's a
I
good
don't-
episode.
Yeah.
I don't know that one. I don't really know a lot about. I don't think I ever watched Seinfeld. I know I didn't watch it as it was on,
Yeah.
and now sometimes I might leave it on, but it's not.
Well, don't start now because there's a 24-hour Saved by the Bell station.
I am not watching.
It's on the
Yeah.
fucking Amazon
No.
Prime.
Here's the
Live
thing.
Video.
When I was a kid, I watched Saved by the Bell, so I didn't
Oh,
know
of
Saved by the
course.
Bell was
Yeah,
on. Yes,
Yeah.
I'm not ashamed to
And
admit
I
that.
remember watching it and being like, this is a great theme song.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, and then I remember the college years, and I tried to watch a couple of episodes.
Uh-huh.
Couldn't get into it.
I will say, I think any sitcom, especially like from that time, but it's probably true today, where it's focused on kids,
Yeah.
especially like before they start to look and act like adults, you know?
Yep.
As they get older, it just gets worse.
Yeah.
It always just gets worse.
Yeah.
Even like Stranger Things.
Yeah.
Like, because the kids are older now, it doesn't have the same impact when you watch it. It's like, well, they're adults now, they can handle it.
Yeah, it's
Like,
not as scary.
it's not
You don't
as scary.
feel for
Because
them
when
as
they're
much.
children,
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
like,
yeah.
holy shit, these kids are going to die.
Yeah.
Right, it's a protective instinct,
Yeah.
and you're really bought into it.
Yeah.
Where you're like, let that fucking guy
But if
die.
it's like, that guy's pretty muscular at this
Yeah.
point, he's a grown up, he can kick my ass, like, he can run away, he'll be fine.
Yeah, shit. What was I gonna say? I loved Wonder Years.
I love Wonder Years.
I like Wonder
Yeah.
Years too.
That was
No,
one of my
I've never
favorites.
gone back and watched it, and I don't know why.
No, I never have either.
But
No.
that could be like a background show, put it on the back.
Yeah. Oh,
You know?
yeah. So.
I like the theme song.
It's a great theme
I
song.
like Joe.
That was
Cocker.
that was a legit song though, right? That was
Yeah, it was a
Some of
Beatles
those-
song.
I never
Yeah.
knew it was a Beatles song. I always
I
thought it
didn't
was a
know
Joe
it was a Beatles
Cocker
song.
song.
There was a story about him. I think he sang it.
I was so
Woodstock.
sad when I found out it was a Beatles song. I hate the Beatles.
People thought he was retarded.
Joe Cocker.
Yeah, because
yeah.
when
You've
he's
seen
saying
it?
he
Yeah.
moves weird.
Yeah.
Special needs.
All right, and there's a
Autistic.
story. I think it was at Woodstock. Like
He
during
might
a-
be autistic though.
maybe, but that doesn't explain why he moves all crazy.
I
But somebody
mean,
during a soundcheck was like, "Is he like mentally handicapped?"
Actually, that kind of would explain
back in
why
the day
it was
they would have
crazy.
said retarded.
why he moves like that if he was autistic.
But do autistic people do this when they sing and stuff?
Absolutely, I do that when I sing.
All right, I mean,
Does it make you
It's
autistic?
called feeling the
if
music.
it helps you
guys.
hit the notes, I guess.
Yeah, you gotta feel it. You gotta feel
He's
the
one of the
music.
best singers ever, though. He's great.
What would you do?
I wonder how much they
if I
fucking
sang
paid for that theme song.
I do.
Because
So
that's a
did
show.
he ever sing it as an actual song?
Yeah, man, he sang it at Woodstock. Brought the fucking house
Yeah,
down.
he probably sang it
okay.
everywhere.
Oh, okay.
But when you figure though, like that's not only a song that was written by the Beatles, it's sung by a very, very famous singer when the Wonder Years came out. How
Yeah.
much do you think they paid for that? Because to just put a few seconds of a song in a show costs like hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
So man,
You never know. He might have been hard up.
yeah, you might have
Looking
just
for
been
some
like,
cash.
give me a flat fee, let's
Yeah,
fucking go.
yeah,
you know?
50 grand is all yours. Fucking throw it on there.
Yeah.
But also, how much do you think he made off of it? Because like people like you are like, oh, that's a great song, and then they went and bought or downloaded that song,
Yeah.
and you know what I mean?
And it's like a commercial for you every
Absolutely.
episode.
Yeah.
Are we not talking about Saved by the Bell anymore?
Oh no, I was done with my Saved by the Bell questions. I'm sorry, I didn't want to take over the whole episode with Saved by the
I
Bell.
was all excited.
I did Google like Reddit threads for the worst Saved by the Bell episodes.
Uh huh.
This guy says my top 3 worst ones are Close Encounters of the Nerd Kind,
That I'll agree with that. That is not the best episode.
Date Auction.
Date Auction is a great episode. That guy can go fuck himself.
This says an overused.
That's the
80s
one
and
with the
90s
fucking
plot.
fat girl. That's the one with the fat girl. The Date Auction. It's hilarious.
Oh
Yeah.
wow.
But this guy's point is a lot of sitcoms at the time had a similar plot line. Like Fresh Prince had a similar one where like he dated a girl who was kind of ugly, and there was another one I think where he dated a girl who was a pretty actress, but the storyline was she was ugly, and Will was like lying to his friends or whatever. And then Slater's Friend episode, this guy says is bad.
Slater's Friend, is that the one where the girl comes in from Germany, I guess?
Oh, is this the one where they fight? Zach and Slater fight over a girl, new girl in their senior class. Who's the new girl in their senior class
It was
that
a
they
girl.
fight?
No, this was a legit new girl that came in. There was a couple girls that came in.
Okay.
Slater's fucking old fuck girlfriend came in on one episode, and then the one with the fight. There was a girl that came in, and fucking they were just fighting over her. They got into the fruit. I thought this was a legit fucking fight. Like if you saw this fight, he fucking slammed his fucking Zach against the locker and shit. They got on the ground like they were throwing some heat, man. Like.
Taking bumps.
Yeah, they took a fucking bump, and then at the end of the episode, they were at the fucking Max during one of their fucking, welcome back fucking dances, and they got into another scuffle over the fruit punch, and Belding's wig fell in the fruit punch bowl
Belding wore a wig.
on the first episode of that season. Yes, he did.
I'll say it's rare that they did dances and shit at the Max because a cafe is not the ideal venue
No.
for a dance.
No.
That place.
Unless there's 8 people in the school.
Number one,
You know?
we don't see how deep the Max goes. We only see up to that booth.
Right.
So there might be a whole other side of the Max we
You're
don't
like
know
a
about.
Saved by the Bell apologist over here. Just defending and you're like a lobbyist. Or
Well,
something.
it's
Yeah.
a great show, Frank,
All right,
and it
yeah.
holds up. I don't care what anybody fucking says.
No, it didn't. hold
I
up
go
for
to
sure.
bed every night. I put on Saved by the Bell if I can't find something to watch.
That's what I do with
And
Seinfeld.
it's great. It's great until the episode ends because the next episode begins with a big loud bell and it's like, so I'm just dozing off trying to go to sleep. When I wake up in the morning and the alarm goes out, I'm like, fucking hey, Jesus Christ, now I gotta go back to sleep.
Well, that's what alarms do.
And then I'm like, ooh, it's the episode where the fucking Zach's dad and Belding fucking crisscross. This is great. This is a good episode.
They crisscross.
Oh, there was a guy that was working at the Max. He was a waiter, and
Jesus Christ.
Zach's dad had to go meet Mr. Belding. So Zach had the waiter meet Mr. Belding as
That's
Zach's
not-
dad,
you
and
pitched
then Zach had the actor play Mr. Belding for when the dad came in. So the dad thought the actor was Mr. Belding. Mr. Belding thought the actor was Zach's dad, and they didn't find out the shenanigans were going down until the dunk tank at the carnival fundraiser that they were having.
Yeah.
Jesus.
When you said they crossed paths, I thought you meant like streams, like they were peeing at the same urinal
Yeah.
or some
That's a
shit.
whole
I thought you meant they wore the clothes backwards.
That's
and
a whole
wrapped.
episode.
Yeah.
I like how you were looking up racist Saved by the Bell things and didn't see Running Zach episode.
Oh yeah. that was
No, I
pretty
didn't
good.
see Running Zach
That's
episode.
we've talked about it at length. We did a watch along with this episode.
That's a
Frank
good
and
one.
me.
You know what season it was?
I don't know what season it was, but Zach finds out that he's Native American,
Okay.
and Jessie Spano, they were doing like a family tree project. Jessie Spano found out that her ancestors used to be slave traders.
Oh
And
yes.
so the whole episode is her just trying to. She has white guilt the whole episode,
It's a
giving,
stupid.
trying to give Lisa Turtle free things.
Oh wow.
Wait,
Yeah.
doesn't
That's
Zach wear a
uncomfortable.
headdress or something?
No, Zach dresses up in full Indian garb to give his presentation.
Because he's 164.
He's running Zach.
Yeah.
Panic hit. I can't tell, but
Is that when they got stuck in the boiler room, Jesse and Slater during the prom? Or is that when they had the
No.
earthquake and they had to
Who
deliver
is-
the baby in the elevator?
Who does Screech have to play in the chess finals?
Balsky?
I bet it was a Russian kind of sounding.
Yeah,
It is a
it was
Russian.
Balsky. Because I remember he used
Who
the
was it?
Balsky Bishop block. What?
Who was it?
Who was
You
what?
remember the
Who was the person?
Balsky.
Oh, it looks like a famous person.
Yeah, and
Oh,
he
you
always
mean who
kind of
the
looks like
actor is?
Zach. Eventually, Zach dresses up like the dude and comes out and tries to throw the match to Screech.
Oh.
They tie up the fucking dude, put him in a
So
closet.
they kidnapped him.
Mm-hmm.
Was Tori Spelling on Saved by the Bell?
Yeah, she played Violet, Screech's
What the
girlfriend.
fuck?
Did you know that? I had no,
No, was
idea.
she like a regular character? or
Yeah,
just
like
a
towards the
one-off?
end. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's what I'm looking at. Oh, so she wasn't this Russian
No,
chess player.
no, but she was the one that gave Screech a lucky beret.
Oh, okay.
You didn't get to that part. in the
No,
description.
that's not in the description. Unfortunately, they left that.
It's
out
just
for
a
me.
good fucking show, man.
Okay.
It just is.
You kind of describe it the way Trump describes things he likes, where he's just like, it's great, it's perfect, everyone loves it, there's nothing wrong with it, it never jumped the shark.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't
It's
think it
completely
did.
amazing.
I don't think it did.
With Dennis Haskins. Who the fuck is Dennis Haskins?
Mr. Belding, bro.
Oh, sorry, I was googling it. Like
I
it was
saw
a
Mr.
real
Belding
person.
in person at a Christian youth conference when I was like 17 or 16 or something.
Oh wow.
I went with like the youth group from my church to some conference somewhere where there was a band playing, and he came out and like he's like, "Hi, I'm Mr. Belding," and like he's like a Christian guy, I guess.
Okay.
And he like introed the band and like made a few comments, and I was like, "Holy shit, that's Mr. Belding."
So you didn't get to meet him or
No,
anything? No pictures with
No,
Mr. Belding.
I don't even
that
think
would
he did a meet and greet.
that would be Brian would be so jealous if you had pictures of Mr.
Imagine
Belding.
if I did. And
Have you ever seen them at like a Comic Con? Don't they do stuff like that?
They
Have
must,
they?
right?
Yeah, they go to the Comic Cons. Mario Lopez and
Right.
who the fuck is it? Mario Lopez and goddamn.
The girl, Jessie.
Oh no, Mark Paul Glossier was supposed to be.
Really?
Really?
No, Jesse Spano,
Yeah.
They was supposed to be at Comic Con this year. I was all souped. Fucking go see him.
If I met her, I'd only want to ask her about striptease.
Striptease.
I'd just be like, so what were you thinking?
Oh my god, me and my friends went to the movie theaters to see
Really?
that. We were so enamored
Wow,
with
yeah.
her.
I was a little
Porn
young
movie.
when it came out to go to the movies, but like I remember when it was going to be on Showtime,
Yeah.
and it would happen to be a free Showtime weekend.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
saw a commercial and I like wrote it down. And I told my buddy, I'm like, hey, it's going to be on Friday. You got to sleep over. Like we're going to watch.
Oh yeah? Yeah? Oh wow, you had it all planned
Oh yeah,
out,
I
huh?
planned my shit out.
Oh
You
yeah.
might have
boy.
taped it.
Wow.
Yeah.
You should have taken it. Yeah, no.
I thought Giancarlo Biondito was on an episode of Saved by the Bell.
I don't
was
know who
trying to
that
find
is.
that. Giancarlo Biondito?
I don't know who that is. No,
No idea.
You know who he is.
Okay.
You just need to see a picture of him.
Probably. I'm not good with
Giancarlo Esposito, him?
Oh, the guy from yeah. Okay.
Yeah, fucking the guy
Oh,
from
the
Breaking
fucking
Bad.
chicken man.
Breaking
Yeah,
Bad.
I think
Gus.
he played
Mr.
the
Chicken.
sergeant in
That's
the
funny.
Battle of the Sexes episode, but I could be wrong.
That guy's fucking awesome.
Yeah, and if he is, then you know it's a fucking great ass show.
Well, you like it. That's all that matters.
I
So.
love it. I love it.
All right.
I'm looking. I'm not seeing it. I feel bad now.
Like I'd say Seinfeld jumped the shark season 8.
Okay, was there a particular episode
No,
that jumped the shark in
Up
season
until
8?
through season 7, Larry David was the head writer and the main like exec producer or something.
Okay.
And then he left the show. So that's why like after that, seasons 7 and 8, no,
Yep.
season 8 and 9, they're just not the same. They're a lot sillier, a lot more goofy.
How many seasons were
I
there?
think there were 9.
Did he come back for the final season or episodes? Did he write the final episodes
I
or
don't
anything?
remember.
I feel like I
he
heard
might have
that
come
somewhere.
back for like the end or
Yeah.
something.
Okay. Yeah, I never really got into that show. I don't know.
The seasons, I would say seasons like 3 through 5.
Yep.
Even like right now, I'm kind of in 6 rewatching, and up like 3 through where I'm at now in 6 really do hold up. Like
Yeah.
seasons 3 and 4, I think are like incredible. Like there's overarching storylines and like callbacks like from the season before, and like shit sitcoms don't normally do.
Yeah.
you know?
Huh. Interesting. All right. What else we got?
I don't know. What else? What else? Oh, you wanted to talk about the Jerry Springer documentary?
Yeah, you guys checking out the Jerry Springer
I did.
documentary
I
on
loved
Netflix?
it. I loved it.
I'm not done with it yet, but it is very interesting. First off,
He's a fascinating guy.
yeah, like
Yeah.
I forgot how bad that show was. Like the kind
Yeah.
of shit
It was
that they
great.
had on that show. And it was interesting to me, like the dynamic of how everybody shit on him for that, like white trash TV, but fucking everybody.
It was so successful.
It was that
watched.
producer, man. It was that producer that
Yeah.
fucking did it all.
Yeah, yeah.
He was just like, I got Jerry Springer, and that's the thing. And I think when people watch Jerry Springer, they think, oh, Jerry Springer does this, and it's like, no.
No.
He
Jerry
agreed to do that.
Yeah.
Jerry Springer was the host, and somebody else did that.
Yeah.
Jerry Springer's just the conductor on the train. He didn't build the fucking train. He
Yeah.
was driving it.
Yeah.
You know?
The tracks are already laid. He was good. He knew when to push,
He knew
when not to push.
Yeah.
Like that was his thing.
And he was sort of bummed about it. Like I saw an interview with him where he's like, look, I know that what I do is mostly stupid.
Yeah.
And the other person was like, well, I mean, it's a very successful show. He's like, yeah, but I want to like do real shit that impacts the world, like in a good, like he was going to be a politician.
He was a politician.
was
He was
a
mayor
politician.
of Cincinnati.
Like, he has other goals
Yeah.
and aspirations.
Yeah.
But he just started doing the show, and it's like, how do you say no to the money? And like, he's like, yeah, I know
Yeah, that
it's
shit took off.
dumb.
Yeah. Yeah, he was mayor of Cincinnati, which I had forgotten.
Which is a big, like, to consider. He hosted that show, maybe not really loving the fact he was hosting that show, and he still did a great fucking job.
He beat
Yeah.
Oprah.
Yeah.
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 It wouldn't have worked without him. I don't
Yeah.
think, you know?
Yeah, so it's interesting. I haven't finished. There's a lot more seasons to it than I thought. It's a little deeper than I was anticipating.
I know.
it to
I
be.
used to love daytime television. Oh my
I
God, Jerry
always hated
Springer,
it.
Maury Povich, fucking Jenny Jones.
I always.
I always felt that it was the same thing over and
Yeah,
over
it's-
again.
Yeah, that
Fucking
Maury.
Ricky
That's
Lake.
when Maury
Yeah.
Povich jumped the shark, but he just turned into fucking Eye of the Father guy.
Yeah.
He used to have some great episodes. I used to like the one with the bad kids. And
Oh,
The
they
bad
had
kid
that-
episodes were always
The bad
fun.
kids are great. Like, I smoke cigarettes and I don't give a fuck. then the sergeant comes in. He's like, I'm gonna beat your ass.
Scared Street episode.
Yeah. Yeah, that shit. Fucking Price is Right.
Price is Right was always
That
fun.
was the shit, man. I don't think people appreciate the Price is Right. There's too much shit out there now.
Yeah, you can't watch half of what is
Yeah.
on.
It's
How long
now.
has the Price is Right been on? Like
Forever.
since the 70s
Is it
or something?
still on?
Yeah, Drew Carey does
Yeah.
it.
Wow.
Of course it's still
Yeah.
on.
I didn't realize it. You know what I didn't realize was still on? Whose line is it anyway?
They still make it?
Yes.
Whoa.
Good for them.
I'm pretty sure. Maybe
I know
I've
they
only
still
seen-
tour.
Oh, maybe that's what
They
it is.
definitely still tour, yeah.
Yeah, because maybe that's what it is.
I remember when that came out in America.
Yep.
Everybody's like, "Oh, that new show is awesome." I'm like, I've been watching that shit for years, motherfucker.
Where did you watch it?
Used to watch the British version
How did you see that?
on the BBC, and
Oh.
it was like I guess they put it on PBS out here.
Oh.
But yeah, I used to watch that. Benny Hill, fucking Flip Wilson.
I fucking hated Benny Hill.
I thought what are you gonna get against Benny Hill? He used to have that great bit where his arm was in a sling and he pinched the girl's ass.
Oh my god.
I've only seen clips of Benny Hill.
It was great. He'd be in an elevator and his arm would be in a sling. It was a fake arm, and then he'd take his hand, the hand out. He'd pinch a girl's ass, and she'd turn around and just see his arm in a sling. He can't do that anymore.
Not a
Can't
bad
do
move.
that anymore. Yes, Whose Line Is It Anyway is still on 21st season on CW.
Fucking yay, that's great.
Yeah. for them.
What other shows have stood the test of time? Grey's Anatomy.
There's
That's-
a lot of talk shows for sure.
Yeah.
Talk shows for
They
sure,
don't really
but
count
like,
though, I guess.
what about scripted shows? Not soap operas, because soap operas are just writing.
I mean, It's Always
and they
Sunny is
never die.
pushing like a record. I think it's like
Oh, really?
16 seasons.
Yeah, I'm talking about seasons of TV shows that are just so long. I wouldn't
17
even.
seasons of Always Sunny.
Yeah, I would never want to start from season
Doctor Who's
one.
probably the longest one ever.
Yeah, Doctor Who.
Because that's from like the fucking
ever.
50s or 60s.
Oh, you don't think it's like one of those Western shows or something when they only had 3 channels?
Oh, like Bonanza.
Not,
Yeah,
not for like
yeah,
the number
yeah.
of seasons. No,
Yeah, no, Doctor Who. I think.
that's gotta be a
Yeah,
'cause
that's
it's
got to
been-
be up there. Monday Night Raw.
Really?
Yeah.
No, that's gonna be
That
what?
I mean, that's the
25
thing.
years or
That's why
something?
I say you got to keep it scripted.
Yeah, yeah,
It's like a scripted show. Monday Night Raw's been on since fucking what, 94?
yeah. Fucking
96?
forever. Yeah, it's like 30 years or something.
Forever. When Macho Man was wearing bright colors.
Yeah.
That's all.
Shit.
What are you doing? What? Turn up.
The
Turn
Simpsons
off your
searching.
phones to silent and
The
vibrate.
Simpsons is
Searching.
probably the longest American.
Yeah. Oh,
show.
Simpsons has been on
Yeah,
for
Simpsons,
decades.
yeah,
It's gotta be the
Yeah,
longest
yeah,
like
yeah.
American
Oh,
show.
that's
Maybe
fine.
Sesame Street. Is that still on?
That went off the air, but
Did it?
What the
I think so.
No
yeah.
more
that-
Sesame
no
Street.
more.
No,
no.
they're trying to get rid of PBS.
Oh,
That's all. They're just trying to get rid of public broadcasting.
Yeah.
okay. All right,
Douchebags.
well.
Yeah, I've been watching a lot of Bob Ross lately too.
Bob Ross
That's-
was so
That's
good.
another good one. I like, dude. Bob Ross is the shit. We should get all the fucking paints and do our own little Bob Ross.
You know what we could
Fucking
do
day.
is like put on an episode and we try to follow along with him.
You know what's funny when I just throw something out there?
Yeah.
Is that what you were saying?
Like Frank he's like, oh wait, I got a great idea. Yes, Frank, that was
All right.
Yeah, we do it as a thing. What do you think? I just want to hang out with you?
No, I
Fuck.
thought, but you might have been saying like, well, I'll try to paint the
Yeah,
same
about that
picture, but that's different than like trying to keep track with an episode.
Yeah, like keep track of
because
the
that would be really
episode.
hard. Yeah,
Yeah, because he fucking dude,
he's fast.
he does that fucking that.
We're gonna have to like get some brushes.
I don't
to
know.
do it. And he uses a scraper thing.
Oh yeah, we need a knife. We need
Yeah.
Prussian blue. We need titanium white.
Prussian
We need
blue.
midnight black.
He was very specific.
Yeah,
he was very
Prussian blue.
specific, yeah.
And he fucking gets in there. And he goes, "Oh, let's get really wild now. Let's get really crazy. Let's get some of that white and Prussian blue and mix it all up. Make like a nice teal.
Yeah.
A little more of the Prussian blue. Put a little bit on next, a little roller, and then just right there. That's crazy.
Yeah.
It's fucking great.
He was so good.
Fucking
The
Bob
Simpsons is 30 plus years.
Uh-huh.
Gunsmoke, 20 years.
Mm.
Would you
Gunsmoke.
count Saturday Night Live in that?
No.
It's like I would cut. That's almost like in a game show category where it's kind of like it can go on forever.
It's a,
you know?
yeah, like you can
nature of
switch out that cast and have the same exact show every single
like
season.
Doctor Who.
Yeah, like Doctor
Yeah.
Who, you just get a new doctor and you just kind of prolong
They just
it.
swap out the cast.
Law and Order.
Oh,
That's been
20
on
years.
forever.
Yeah.
Law and Order SVU.
that's gotta be more than
Law and
20.
Order, fucking Special Crimes Victim Unit.
Yeah.
CSI, I'm sure has been on.
Law and
fucking
Order's gotta be
forever.
No, not CSI, but NCSI.
NCSI.
NCSI, yes. Family Guy is 17 plus years. Lassie was 19 years.
Lassie, huh? The black and white one.
That's
Yep.
2 Lassies worth.
Oh, there is CSI, crime scene.
That's
yeah,
a lot of
that's,
Timmy's
yeah.
worth. It seems like.
Yeah.
You know?
What? ER. How long was ER on?
Oh, ER. I'm gonna go with 15 years.
I don't know what it,
15 fucking years.
I don't know what it is.
15 years. American Dad,
That's gonna be close to Family
10.
Guy, right?
15 plus, because
Wow.
that's still on.
Yeah.
Grey's Anatomy, 15 years.
Yeah,
I did not believe you when you said that.
yeah. Grey's Anatomy's been on forever.
I did not know that.
People at work, these fucking broads I work with, they're like, oh, I just started
These
watching
fucking
season
broads.
5 of Grey's Anatomy. Season 15 of Grey's Anatomy. Like, you what, 15 fucking seasons of Grey's
Wow.
Anatomy?
Is it the same cast?
I
No.
don't know.
I mean,
Grey,
some of them
Grey
might be the
is
same.
Grey
Is
even
Grey
a
still the
person?
same?
I thought
No,
Grey
Grey's
was...
Anatomy is the name of a textbook.
Oh, okay,
Oh.
all right. I
It's
thought
the name of
I
like
thought
a
that was
very
a
famous
character.
standardized.
I did too. I'm with you.
It's a standard medical textbook,
Textbook.
that you get in.
Wow,
Nice,
all right.
Frank. Appreciate that bone of knowledge.
Yeah,
there,
all right.
Adventures of Ozzie and Harriet, 14 seasons. Bonanza, 14 seasons. Armstrong Circle Theater.
That's what all open mic comics do after a show. They get around and circle jerk each other.
Criminal Minds.
Criminal Minds, it's forever.
Supernatural, King of the Hill.
Yeah, see.
Supernatural's the dumbest fuck.
And I gotta say, that was back when TV shows when a season was 24 episodes. Now
Right.
a season's like 8 episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is true. Like some of those shows, like 20.
Oh yeah, Sweet Wonderful started watching Lost, and
Fuck that show.
and she's on like episode 8 at one point, and she's like, "Oh, I'm almost done with the season." I'm like, "What episode you on?" She's like, 8. I go, "You ain't done, bitch.
Yeah.
You got you got a lot of time. You got a lot." I'm like, she goes, "How many?" She goes, "Why is it 24?" I'm like, "Because they would do 12, then take the winter break, and then they'd have the rest of the season after the winter."
Yep.
It would be fucking 24. That's when we didn't have fucking Netflix and a Hulu
And-
and a Peacock.
And like
and a
HBO kept that
fucking
structure
HBO.
to be 5 and 5.
Oh, really? Is that what they did?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Hawaii Five-O was 12 years. Murder, She Wrote was 12 years.
Mm.
I loved the Murder, She Wrote. Angela Lansbury on Sunday nights, right after 60 Minutes.
Wow, you really knew how to live it up.
Yeah. That was
You were
like
a Murder She Wrote guy?
I loved
You know,
Murder,
our
She
friend
Wrote.
When did
J.J.
that jump
Jones
the shark?
also loves Murder She
What
Wrote.
the fuck?
It's one of his favorite shows.
Really?
Oh my god, I
Yeah.
loved Murder, She Wrote. Angela Lansbury was the bomb. Oh my
I've
god.
never
Is it like
even
a
watched
Downton?
And you know
it's
what?
like a show like Downton where you think you're not gonna like it, but then it turns into be awesome?
It could be, I guess, but there's no
Maybe.
way it's as good as Downton.
No way.
And you know what else
Have you
about
ever seen
Angela?
Downton Abbey?
No.
Dude, it's so good.
It's fucking great.
Yeah?
You gotta watch Downton Abbey.
Well, I'll tell you this. I love Murder, She Wrote with Angela Lansbury.
Uh-huh.
And she was old. Loved it.
That is true.
Fucking
You know
loved
Yeah,
it.
but that's like
You know
that might
what?
be a
That's
lot
how
to
you
one
can tell.
black friend.
But
You know
wait
what I
a
mean?
minute. But wait a minute. That's how you can tell Corey really doesn't mind old people.
Right.
Because he didn't say anything bad about how old Angela Lansbury was.
Nope.
He talked so nice about Angela
I loved
Lansbury
it.
and her writing and
Yep.
all the murder that she wrote.
Oh, so that's what she
And-
wrote at the end?
and she wrote,
Oh
like-
my god, it was
I-
the
and-
best.
And then Doogie Howser stole that shit.
Yeah.
And then Sex in the
Doogie
City.
Howser started fucking typing on his computer. I can do this shit too, Angela Lansbury.
Yeah.
Today, Vinny broke his leg and I had to save him.
That was a good show.
Yeah.
Doogie Howser stood
Doogie
up, man. I
Howser.
remember
Yeah.
the day. Remember the episode when he got drunk and he was on call?
No.
No,
Yeah.
I remember that, yes.
That's like a
Yeah.
horror story in
Yeah.
hospitals.
It was great. It's like his parents went out. He was on call, but then he had a couple drinks, and his dad came home and reamed him out. And he's like, "You were on call. What were you thinking?" And the whole time I'm thinking, like, this motherfucker doesn't even drive. So even if he got the call,
Yep.
he couldn't go to work because he couldn't drive there.
Right, how could he be on call?
Just
Was he a
Just-
surgeon?
He
Yes.
Was, yeah. I think he was. Was it an ER?
I don't remember. I don't know what kind of doctor he was.
Yeah, he definitely did surgeries. Yeah, this being a surgeon makes the drinking especially bad.
Yes,
Like
yeah,
if
yeah.
he was just gonna be like, you got a cold, here's a script.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
could
yeah,
feel like
right,
you can
right.
get away with a couple of beers.
Yeah, if you're on call and you just have to answer the call and be like, "Oh, it sounds like strep. I'll see you Monday."
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
that's
one
I
thing.
can see someone having a couple.
Yeah.
But if you gotta like cut someone open, you wanna,
Yeah, but how is he getting to work if his parents left and he doesn't drive?
Probably
he might have been
Uber, right?
16. Not in 1987.
Well,
they were
whatever
Uber,
the
that's
fuck.
for damn sure.
Either way.
But I think he was like 14 at the beginning.
Yeah, he was definitely.
Right, he was
yeah,
like
yeah,
little.
Yeah. Wasn't his girlfriend hot?
yeah.
I don't remember his
Why would Doogie Howser have an ugly girlfriend?
Why? I feel
because
like.
he's the biggest nerd on earth.
Yeah.
He is. I would like to meet him, and I would like to see a Neil Patrick Harris magic show.
Wanna
I think
hear my
he's
Neil Patrick
incredibly
Harris?
talented. That
Yeah.
guy's awesome.
He's
Want to
great.
hear my Neil Patrick Harris story?
Yeah, you got one.
I have a Neil Patrick Harris story.
Okay.
One of my best friends
Uh
was on a game show.
huh.
I don't remember the name of the game show.
Hollywood Squares.
No, it wasn't
The
Hollywood
match
Squares.
game.
But you were paired with a celebrity,
The $10,000 pyramid.
kind of like that, right? And the celebrity would try to get you to say this word.
Yeah, $10,000 pyramid with fucking Dick
But it was a
Clark.
little more modern than that, because it was like 2015,
The
2013?
$100,000 pyramid.
Maybe. Doesn't matter.
Because it
Anyway,
went up in
Yeah, I
price.
get it. Yeah,
paired-
inflation.
It did.
He was paired with Neil Patrick Harris.
Really?
That was his, so he got to meet Neil
That's
Patrick
fucking
Harris.
cool.
So he was going for he made it to the final round of the game show. Him and Neil Patrick Harris were going for all this money. And the word that Neil Patrick Harris was trying to get him to say was corner.
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 Uh-huh.
And I think he could only say one word at a time, and you could only say 5 total. So if I was trying to get you to say corner, I might say square.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Like
Like
I would
something.
say shape.
Yeah, then
Right.
you might say 4.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. So
And then I would say corner.
right.
Yeah.
So Neil Patrick Harris if I'm remembering right, it's a long time ago now, looks at him and goes, nobody. Alright, the next clue was puts.
Oh, so good.
Baby.
So good.
In corner. That's
He didn't
fun.
get it.
Oh.
None of us got it.
That's
Oh.
such a great gay guy
That's
thing
a
to
good
do.
Right. This was like 2013. I don't think anybody knew Neil Patrick Harris was gay. Otherwise, everybody would have gotten the clue. Like, oh, of course he's talking about Dirty Dancing,
Yeah,
right?
That has nothing to do with him being gay. That's a great reference.
I mean, I've seen it a lot of times. I'm not gay.
Well,
But not because I love it, just because you accidentally see it throughout your life. You know?
right, yeah. Well, I have a sister.
I mean, I get it if a gay person says something, but like it was like
the context.
like a
It
homosexual-
doesn't mean you're gay, Brian.
No, there was a gay dude that had a little, the like a munchkin, like little donut. They call donut holes across the country. He had one, and I said, "Did you have a munchkin?" And he goes, "I had a little hole, but because he was gay, I
You took it differently. Yes.
I made it a gay thing.
Yes.
I giggled a little
the
bit."
context
So the
of the
con- yeah,
person.
so I
I
mean,
would say,
context
have you
is-
had a munchkin?
Yeah.
Is also a funny thing.
Yeah, to a gay guy. Yes, to a gay guy. Yeah. And did you fuck Little Mike?
It was short.
Did he sing songs
Short
for you?
Mike's
And I will hold him down.
So you can, if you want him.
I exclusively have munchkins. I don't want donuts.
So yeah, that's my Neil Patrick Harris
That's a
story.
fun
That's
story.
fantastic.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
Those
fantastic.
are great clues. Very smart.
All right. Well, you know what? Thank you for listening to everybody. This.
Thank you for listening to everybody.
Yeah.
You know what?
The thank you goes to everybody.
The thank you goes out to the world, the Bonishi, the Patreon members that listen to this episode.
Yes.
Because they are the best. And please take the time to watch the clip that we put up, that Frank will put up,
Yes.
of this quote comedian. Let us know your thoughts about this situation.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you all for listening. We'll see you next week. We love you. Thank you, and have a good one, everybody.
Awesome.
I have to pee so fucking.
Go pee. I'm gonna do the.
Alright.
I'm gonna do the outro. You want to be on the outro?
Huh?
Do you want to be on the
Oh,
outro?
alright, yeah, I can-
You can go pee, and then we'll do
Alright.
the outro.
Oh, because of the him reaching out.
Reaching out.
Yeah, is that why you're putting him on the outro? Confused. Wow, that was an hour and 31 minutes.
Yeah.